and I haven't come to a conclusion that I have the proper oil in there. I know when I take my oil cap off on the right side and look in there, I don't see no oil. But that sight window is so far down, I'm probably not supposed to see any oil. Looking through the crankcase fill hole. So, I wish the Yami Slammer would have made it a little bit easier like I used to do on my RD350, I believe. I used to just... I had an oil sight window on that, I believe, and I haven't had that bike since the 70s. So, I think I had an oil sight window on it. I could just look and see. I know I did on my old 68, 69, I think it was 69 because they came out with it in 68. Yamaha 175 Enduro I used to have. Of course, it was a two-stroke, so you know why you needed to see the oil there. Beautiful area out here. Some of the biggest deer in the state live out on this property. I mean, monster bucks. Of course, you can't hunt. A place called Unity Village owns the property. It's like a religious retreat that will shoot you dead if they catch you there on their land, hunting or fishing or walking or anything else. There goes a deer. It's running across the road right in front of me. I saw it in the shade. Car stopped or slowed down in front of me. He's in the woods here to my left. He ran from the right to the left, so... Whoop, there goes one behind me, too. I just saw one in my rearview mirror. Oh, I don't want to bump into you today. Slow down, deer. That was a nice buck that ran across. I was just talking about deer, and a buck runs across behind me. And I couldn't tell what it was, a doe or a buck runs across in front of me. Wow. I get the old heart to bumping. That car in front of me, that was in front of me, just about whacked that big doe when she ran across there. I had a buddy at work hit a deer. Now, I've hit one with my truck, but like I told you in another video, I had an old F-150 Ford that I had 38-inch monster motors on, and I had a 6-inch lift kit on it. I think I had a body and a suspension lift kit on that sucker. It sat up pretty high. I ran over a deer one time with it. It went under the thing, and I think his head hit the bottom of my transfer case. But that's that woman that almost hit that deer a minute ago. My buddy at work hit one with his pickup truck, and it was a mess. It came through his front windshield, busted out the windshield, went through the cab of the pickup truck, and proceeded to land in the bed of the pickup truck. My friend was unscathed except for a few cuts on his face due to flying glass. Windshields were made to stay intact. That happened. It was folded down on the mansion. That would have been a fun thing. No doubt about that. I was going to go out here by the lake, and I may still take a little trip around the lake. All these deer running around, I don't want to get too aggressive. So, talked about my windshield again, talked about running over critters, talked about my dreaded, hated video editing. What else can I talk about? Oh, looking at my videos yesterday, and I told you I was going to an Elks Club here in town that my brother participates at. He invited me. to retire an American flag. He wanted me there. I'm part of the Patriot Guard. I ride with the Patriot Guard. And I was there representing them at the flag retirement. So Harley up behind me. What a great time. I walk into this club and I don't know whether they're walking. I gave them a hug. And there at the first table are a bunch of young Marines. I guess we're going to call it TC age, 12, 13, 14, 15, into the teenage years. And there at the table next to him, big round table, are about 7 or 8 Korean War vets in uniform, white shirts, class 1 stuff. Just, I'll tell you what it did. It just was amazing. I walked up. My brother, and as I was standing there, I looked over, glanced over at the vets, the Korean War vets, and one of the older guys got up, walking with a cane, and walked over to me, and I had my favorite Riders vest on with my patches, and he walked up to me, get this, and wanted to thank me for what we do for the vets who have fallen and can no longer stand for themselves. I tell you what, it brought a tear to my eyes. I shook the gentleman's hand and said, no. I said, I need to be thanking you. There's no way you should be thanking me. And I went over the table and shook the hands of the other Korean vets. And what an honor it was to be with them for the retiring of this flag. Well, I got to talking to the one vet, and I was telling him about my family, my dad in World War II. I had 4 brothers in the service at the same time. In fact, I should have been drafted at the same time my brothers were in the end of 1970. I had 2 brothers that were in Vietnam, 2 others in the service also. 2 in Vietnam. One was a medic, one was on doing life support for the 385th Tactical Fighter Squadron. And we got to talking about how they were treated when they came back, come back home. And I remember, I was there. I remember my brothers, when they came back, my 2 brothers that were in Vietnam, when they came back, they were treated with so much disrespect. It made me want to throw up. Let me stop this video for a second to gather my thoughts.